I'm Chevee, and today I want to discuss the who and the why. Hello friends, welcome to the shed. It's Thursday, and tomorrow is the close of the second 60 episodes of the show. Essentially the end of season 2, whatever you want to call it. I renamed it. I was originally going to call it this funky name and decided to change that. And for today, I want to just put today's topic on record. That's essentially, for the last 6 months, I've seen a lot of comments that are, this reminds me of X, this is just like Y, oh, that looks like X, why is it this way, whatever. So I want to put, this video is really a video response that we can post in the future. This is why I do this show. This is my inspiration. These are the people that have inspired me. These are the shows that have inspired me. This is the events that inspired me to create this show. And we can always just refer people back here to this episode. Also, we can all look back on this episode in the future to see if, how we stayed on course or didn't or whatever. So I just want to put this on record. And the biggest reason as to why this show exists is David Letterman. Growing up, I watched David Letterman religiously. And I was really, the idea of that job, of having a talk show, was super appealing to me. I just want to talk to people and tell jokes and whatever. And through this weird, twisted way, this show has given me that, and is that's the original inspiration, the Tonight Show. Or not the Tonight Show. Wow, the Late Show. Never really was a big Jay Leno fan. So, late night TV is the real reason why this show exists the way that it does. Now, unlike those guys, I don't have a writing staff that writes really awesome jokes based on today's events. It's just me, and while I can be funny sometimes, it's really not easy for me to script it, so it would take me hours every day to try and write some jokes to do, this monologue. But my show is essentially a late night monologue, and that's it. That would just stop. That was kind of always the vision that I had. This late night monologue that's not necessarily written by writers. It's just this dude talking about whatever. Why I haven't covered more current events. Well, most of the current events that I care about are like tech industry stuff. Entertainment news is completely uninteresting to me. I'm not a person who follows actors or directors or entertainers for that matter. That stuff I don't care. There are people living their lives doing their job, right? I don't follow a mechanic around and ask him, questions constantly and it's just, to me, that's just a person doing their job. And while I appreciate the fact that some of their talents are talents I will never possess, it could be said for any profession out there. So entertainment news has never entertained me. Why I'm on YouTube, though, is, first of all, go way back. The very first video I ever published was an accident. It's 4 million plus views or something like that now. It's a complete accident. That video shouldn't exist, but it does, and it makes me money, and I leave it. So we're going to just exclude that one. Why the rest of my content is on YouTube is simply because I was in this creative slump, hadn't designed games for a while. I've always watched YouTube a lot, and especially a lot of makers, people who create things and video it, and I thought I could do that. I'm going to try that. And so I started doing videos of making things. And the biggest inspirations there are Jimmy DiResta, amazing. I'll put links to all these guys' channels down below, by the way. Steve Ramsey. For like a decade, the dude has been doing a free woodworking show every Friday. Frank Howarth, his cinematography is unbelievable. his videos are so marvelous to watch. Bob Claggett, and I Like to Make Stuff, and David Picciuto from Make Something, or The Drunken Woodworker. Those guys, that series of guys, I've watched their videos, every single one of their videos. And Matthias Wandel also, but I didn't find Matthias until I'd already found those other guys. And I watched their stuff, and I said, man, I could do that. I can make video. I make stuff. Why don't I turn the camera on and see if I can make the video interesting? That's why I turned the camera on. That's why the videos exist. If you watch, like, my first make video was some meeples that I made for a game. It's very much, there's like even a little Frank Howarth stop motion animation in the end. So those guys exist. The reason this particular show exists is due to two things. Casey Neistat, Good Mythical Morning. Casey Neistat's vlog just grabs me. When I watched the first couple, I didn't understand it, and by the end of like a month, I had watched everything he'd ever done and was just encapsulated by it. And I thought, man, this guy gets it. Like, he just puts himself in front of a camera, and that's it. And I also, so the woodworking videos were working, but it's a process for me to be able to produce regular content, and I don't have the dollars to buy the materials to make furniture every week or whatever. And so I knew I couldn't compete with the guys that I named off. Their content is king in that field. And but I thought, I love storytelling. I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to have this monologue. I love public speaking. Let's do that. Let's turn the camera on. And so watching Casey Neistat, his drive, his tattoo on his arm says "do more." He inspired me to do more, to do this, to turn this camera on every day and do something. My life isn't interesting enough to vlog. It would be very, very, very boring. Although I have thought several times about it, because I think if I turned the camera on, the camera would become an excuse to do stuff. Oh, we got to do something fun today, so let's go to the park or whatever. So turning the camera on might actually make me more active, but it would also disrupt everything else that I do. So I said, okay, I need to look at my show as something that takes the minimal amount of time. And that's where Good Mythical Morning comes in. Good Mythical Morning is two best friends who've been best friends for like 20 years, who sit down every day and do a talk show similar to this. And they don't edit it. Just a simple in credit, out credit, that's it, with occasional episodes where they have to edit. But they have a team now. But when they first started, it was just, let's go. And one episode, and I don't know the episode number, if somebody knows it, please put it in the comment section. Link said something like, people don't realize how hard this is. Try to, sit down with your best friend every day and try to do a 10-minute show. Challenge accepted. Here we are. Is the shed set up this way because of them? No, the shed's set up this way because it's visually interesting. I don't have a corner behind me to emulate their set. I have a corner behind me because I wanted to show the wall as it grew. Also, the way the lighting works in here, it would be really weird. There's a drill press right here, like I'm touching it with my finger, so turning it would be awkward, so that's why the camera's set this way. The microphone is here on a different stand because I didn't want it in front of me like them. I didn't want people to go, oh, you're just copying Good Mythical Morning. But essentially, their show showed me that I could have this show with, I don't want to say minimal effort, minimal editing, which leads to the ease of me getting these episodes out there. That's why the episodes are 10 minutes with no editing. I just do it. I'm honest. I'm just me. And that's the list. The last thing is my girls. I have intended since the start of the show to involve them more. Of course, my kids love YouTube. They don't watch TV. If they want to watch entertainment, they watch YouTube. They don't even turn the TV on. And I thought that we could do more stuff together here and I'm still trying to figure out how to fit them into the show more. One idea that I want to work on is like a dad and daughter make type series where we go yard sailing, find stuff to upcycle, and then upcycle it, stuff like that. So they are the last inspiration. The other thing I want to cover is the name of the show. The name of the show, The Daily Shed, has been both something I'm extremely proud of and also something that's hindered the show. And I've thought about changing it, but I'm not going to. Don't care. The reason that it hinders the show is because of expectations. People see the tools, people see the name The Daily Shed, they automatically think the show's about woodworking. People who are not into woodworking just simply don't click on the videos. It's not interesting to me. People who are into woodworking click on the video, find out that I'm talking about what the hell ever, and they get disinterested and they stop watching. So the name has been probably more negative than positive, honestly. The reason I'm proud of it is the name is a dual meaning. The Daily Shed is, for one, I'm in my shed. And my original intention was going to be that I would be in here working and filming myself talking while I did that. Logistically, that's a nightmare. I'd have to have like a 4-camera setup and microphones and more lighting than I could ever imagine, just so that I could capture myself from interesting angles while I'm doing whatever the heck it is I'm doing. If you go back and watch my watch repair video, that's the original episode of The Daily Shed. I repaired a watch, filmed it, and talked while I did it about depression. So that's the dual meaning. The dual meaning of the show is it's my daily shed, like my daily release, my venting, whatever it might be. I come here, I sit in front of this camera and this microphone, and I just let it all loose for you. My daily release. Thirdly, that I left somebody off the list. The name actually pays homage to an amazing magician who died last year, and his name was Paul Daniels. Paul Daniels had a long-time series on British cable, a magic show, a weekly magic show, I believe it was. I'm American, so I never saw it except for what's on YouTube. And he is the master of the chop cup. If you ever want to learn magic, you want to learn the chop cup, and you want to learn Paul Daniels' version if you can figure it out. Amazing man. And he had a YouTube channel for a while, and I was a huge fan and wrote to him often about his channel. And near the end of his life, he used to film it in his living room, and he started filming it in his shed. And I thought that was a very unique place to film a vlog. And so that name, The Daily Shed, is a bit of an homage. Me being in my shed is a bit of an homage, because Paul Daniels would go into his shed and show us like some stuff he was working on. Not necessarily magic, just like, I'm working on a lawnmower today or whatever. And so that's it. That's all the inspiration that has led up to this show. That is all the people that I have borrowed bits and pieces of their personalities, their productions, to build this thing. If that confirms or denies any of your conspiracy theories, great. Tell me about it in the comments. Let me know if you like those other things that I have linked. Definitely go check out all of their channels. They're all hugely inspirational people. And thank you guys for the last 6 months. Tomorrow is all about you. I have quite a bit of content to show you, so please don't forget to keep sending me stuff to Chevee@thedailyshed.com to include on future Friend Friday episodes. And until tomorrow, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to share my videos. Hitting the thumbs up means a whole heck of a lot to me. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Statista.com. Is it like a barista? The Statista? Why isn't a barista like the study of vacuum? That was a really bad joke. Statista.com. Which continent has the largest population? Let me guess. Asia. Asia. It's the most populous continent on Earth. It leads the ranking of the global population by continent in mid-2013. Several large countries located there, such as China. China is the country with the largest population on Earth. Thus, Asia. Why does it look so dark?